Greetings from Papermaker Stadium. Kimberly, Wisconsin. High school football is on the air tonight here on our Fox Communities Credit Union video stream. Game of the week. It is playoff time. Game one of the playoffs here this evening. I am Joey, Coach John Dinsey. Adam Van Handel on our camera work here this evening as we are at Papermaker Stadium with Wisconsin Rapids in town for level one of the playoffs. We're already into the playoffs, and Kimberly here once again undefeated at 9-0, 8-0 in conference play. Our broadcast tonight is being brought to you by our friends at Fox Communities Credit Union, Myron Construction, Midwest Workwear jumping on board here for the postseason, Creative Imprint, Julian Strategic Alliance Group, and Tanner's Grill. Again, I'm Joey D alongside Coach John Dinsey here, and let's bring in my broadcast partner. And Coach Dinsey, we've seen Kimberly quite a few times here this year, and again, here we find them in the postseason. Again, heavy favorites, I'm sure, and again, undefeated. They just keep on running through, but here we are.
Yeah, I had them last week against Appleton North, and it's the most complete game I've seen them play all year. Everything just came together offensively. They put up 45. Really wasn't even a contest against Appleton North, and you could tell that the momentum has built and built and built, and they're firing on all cylinders. And, you know, I said at the end of the game, I said, we're lucky in the Valley to be able to witness what we do with the quality of football we have, but really with truly one of the best programs in the state. They get to welcome in Wisconsin Rapids, which is, you know, a conference team for them, a team they've already played, but also be a challenge today.
Look at how Kimberly got here with the win last week over Appleton North to clinch the conference title. But, boy, just those scores just up and down and running all over the place. We saw them in the opener against Oshkosh West, and there were a lot of question marks with this team coming into this season.
I was going to say, Joey, we had them on August 23rd. Think back that far. We had them on August 23rd. They played West. I think they were up 12-0 at half, if I remember right. Mm-hmm. They have a sophomore quarterback. Their quarterback gets hurt in the scrimmage 3 days earlier. And as the season goes on, you just see them build momentum. The defense play better and better. And here we are, 9-0. And again, it's not like the schedule got easier for them, right? They had Fond du Lac early in the year, and they end with Nina Kaukauna, Appleton North to close out their season. So, I mean, Kimberly is what they are. They get better with time. And like Coach Jones told us before the game, you know, this is a new season. All the teams are reseeded. The best of the best are still playing. What they did is great, but it's a brand new season, and they need to go on a 5-game winning streak to win another state championship.
How about Wisconsin Rapids? There's their schedule coming in. Losing record overall, but what do you know about Rapids?
What I know is they're well coached. Tony Biolo is one of the best coaches in the state. They're going to be disciplined offensively. They're going to run triple option. They're going to run a lot of veer. He told me before the game that, you know, from what I remember, they're going to throw the ball probably more than I remember them throwing it. You know, but one of the last Rapids teams I saw coaching at UW Oshkosh was, you know, the Vince Beagle team that played at state, and they ran the ball really effectively against everyone. So, you know, they're obviously not that team anymore. But if you look across, there's still some really good players, and they will play well-disciplined, well-coached football tonight.
And they come in off of a win over Wausau West, 40-24. These two teams met back on August 30th. It was 55-21, the final score here at Papermaker Stadium. All right, we will take a quick time out here, hear from some of our fine sponsors. We will come back, have some starting lineups for you. And level one of the playoffs, it is Kimberly hosting Wisconsin Rapids up next on our Fox Communities Credit Union video stream game of the week.
Make fenced-in yard happen. Make two-story in town happen. Or ranch in the country happen. Definitely make 2 bathrooms happen. With Fox, we can afford that one happen. When it's time to decide on your dream home, Fox helps you make life happen. Visit one of 22 Fox locations or apply online today so you can make this is the one happen.
Fox Communities.
A century is made up of minutes, but more importantly, of moments. Moments of hard work, dedication, challenges, and triumphs. From Myron Construction, the past 100 years were built by the steady hands of tradespeople who laid a strong foundation and continues to thrive because of our passionate team members. As we close this significant chapter of our history, our sights are set on what we will accomplish together in the years to come, because together we'll continue building excellence.
When you're looking for a cutting-edge local company to produce your creative screen-printed or embroidered apparel for your business or team, Creative Imprint in Neenah is that company. Their experienced staff can bring all your ideas to life. They make you part of the experience with their online designing tool that allows customers to design their own t-shirts. That's how they make you part of the experience. Design your t-shirt and place your order online at creativeimprintapparel.com. Experience the difference.
I'm Tom Julian from the Julian Strategic Alliance Group. I'm inviting you to have my team help you develop your personal, estate, and business planning goals. Let us put together comprehensive financial strategies for your success in every season of your life. Contact us today to get started. We're right on the CE Trail in Kimberly. We can help you establish retirement income goals, work with you on your asset protection allocation, and guide you on future income growth strategies. I would like to meet with you to begin the conversation. Call us. Let's get started.
The projects we construct afford us the opportunity to help those in need in more ways than one. And the momentum we create as a team allows us to make an impact greater than any one of us can achieve on our own. We are part of the community. We are where we live. We are Myron Construction.
Hey, tell old man Winter to take a hike, because Carhartt and Midwest Workwear have you covered. Open under new management. New ownership, I should say. Still at the same great location in downtown Kaukauna. They offer the lowest prices and Carhartt in the state, guaranteed. Don't let the winter blues get you down. Gear up with the largest selection of Carhartt workwear, including high visibility, flame resistant, and rain gear. Give Midwest Workwear a call today to learn more about their corporate programs, or visit MidwestWorkwear.com. Stay safe, be comfortable, shop Midwest Workwear. One of our fine sponsors, as is Tanner's Sports Grill in Kimberly. They are a proud Papermaker booster, and they invite you to Tanner's after tonight's playoff contest for your post-game meal. Check out their full menu at tannersgrillandbar.com. And be sure to book the Tanner's bus for all of the upcoming green and gold games this season. Tanner's Sports Grill, 730 South Railroad Street in Kimberly. Well, you could pretty much hit that from with a stone from here. As I was looking back there earlier, man, another beautiful, gorgeous night. That sunset was just amazing. What a nice night for level one of the playoffs, Coach. What do you think?
There's nothing like Friday Night Football.
This is awesome.
For me, I coached for a long time, and I never, coaching high school, got to coach a playoff game. Coaching college, we went undefeated the year I left. But I got to go to a lot of these games and be on the sideline, and a lot of my friends, coached in state tournaments, and I got to be there with them, and you see the difference in the excitement for the crowd. You see it in the kids. You see it for the coaches, in the parents. And Coach Jones said it prior to the game that the feel was just different this week, and they're starting a new season. And in the state of Wisconsin, it's autumn, it's crisp, it's perfect, absolutely perfect.
Love it. And the winner of this one will go on to level number 2, and they will play the winner of Hudson and Neenah on the other side of this bracket. That should be an interesting one tonight in Neenah.
Yeah, in the Valley, Neenah, we know, right? We know they're a talented team. I was a little surprised as the year went on. They went, 4-5, and they were under 500. Because when we had them, I thought they were a sharp team, really talented. But I don't think people understand how good Hudson is, how consistent they are. To be honest with you, I couldn't pick that one if you asked me tonight.
Well, come on, pick it.
I can't pick Hudson because Neenah might be listening. So it's going to be a good game, and I think the brackets as a whole, I think the WIA did a really good job with it. In particular, this side of the bracket. I know people are going to look ahead, and they're going to look ahead that when Kimberly wins, they're going to play Bayport. And on the other side, magically, is Muskego, and you get that rematch for the state championship. But there are a lot of spoilers in there, Joey.
About ready to go. Kimberly won the toss, and they have chosen to defer, so it will be Rapids football first. And we are underway. The second season has begun here in Northeast Wisconsin as it bounces to about the 5-yard line. Nice juke move. Avoiding a couple of tacklers up across the 20-yard line to about the 22. And that's where we will see the Rapids offense come out for the first time with quarterback Austin Pilo. Pilo on the season, 670 yards, 6 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, so they don't throw it a whole lot. But he is a 6'3", 191-pound senior, and he will lead the offense. We'll see the wide receivers, Dylan Asitka, Nathan Schooley, Nathan Yonke. Running backs Eric Haupt and Version Gamble will lead the way in the backfield. For the Red Raiders, who get the ball first here, just underway in quarter number 1. And stuffed right away, trying to work the right side. Might have got a yard or 2.
Yeah, if you know Wisconsin Rapids football, you know, that's it right there. That's quarterback reading the end, running outside veer, inside veer, depending on how they line up. Kimberly played it really well and basically had 2 overhangs for the play. Blew it up, about a 1-yard gain.
Gamble played in 5 games, averaged over 100 yards a game, so we could see a good dose of Gamble.
You're going to see the fullback a lot, Joey, tonight. At least for Rapids. I don't know about for Kimberly.
Listed at 5'5", 183 and a senior. And he gets it again, and again, stuffed this time. They'll try to work the left side. Which, yeah, we talked about that earlier this year, too. Any of the games that we've seen with Kimberly, one of the things to do, if you can, just look up there in the right-hand corner of our screen and keep that thing going.
Yeah, absolutely.
That would be the clock.
Right, and I think, you know, that's Rapid style. That's their mantra. You know, but for them, they're going to have to get 3-4 yards in not trail of dust because we're on turf, but they're going to have to do it because they don't want to be in 3rd and 8s. No matter how good of a passer Pilat is, these are not the down and distance for a triple option team.
3rd down and 9 on the 23-yard lines where they mark it. And just a scrum again in the backfield. Can't even tell who had that one. Back him up. Taken down by Luke Todd, 6'4", 242-pound senior. Had him right away. A loss of 4, so it's 4th down. And 12, a very long 12. And it's 3 and out to start the game.
Yeah, I mean, there was so much movement by the Kimberly defensive line. You really couldn't even tell what they were reading, what they were running. I mean, literally just destruction inside by the Kimberly defensive line.
So the Makers will get some pretty good field position. The sideways punt. Bouncing right there at midfield, picked up. There he goes. Off and running here on the near sideline. Knocked out of bounds inside that 10-yard line. What a run back. And I said Kimberly would start with pretty good field position. That's really good field position.
You know, honestly, with the rugby kick there and the bounce that it got, I figured there's no way that he fields that ball, and he fielded it in traffic and ends up still with a big return. It's almost like Wisconsin Rapids kind of stopped watching the ball and should have been watching the runner. It was a great return. I believe Mason Lawton with the return.
A 42-yard run back, and we see the Kimberly offense for the first time, and already a timeout is taken by Wisconsin Rapids.
Well, I think honestly, I mean, they see Caden Pendleton come out. And if you watch the game last week, if you saw Kimberly against North, you saw a ton of Wildcat, and you saw a ton of Caleb Frazier and Alex Martzel in the backfield. So they might have just been surprised Caden Pendleton was in at quarterback to start the game.
Sportsmanship doesn't stop when the game ends. It's part of the community that you live in. Respect, character, dignity, and leading by example. Your community, your team. They're a proud sponsor of the WIA Rural Mutual Insurance Sportsmanship Award since it started in 1965. From football to volleyball to soccer to tennis, the award recognizes more than team sportsmanship. It recognizes that sportsmanship matters in your community as well. Visit www.ruralmutual.com/WIAA. See how our team and your community can work together to be true champions. Rural Mutual Insurance. So, first snap. After the timeout, taking on the 9-yard line. There's the give to Martzel. And he is gobbled up right there at the line of scrimmage. Nice tackle in there. On the tackle, Matthew Foda, Keegan Christie as well. So it'll be second down. Second and goal on the 7-yard line.
Yeah, just a staple of the Kimberly offense. You see the guard pull, fullback kick out. They run power. They disguise it a little bit with that jet sweep. Receiver stacked to the bottom of the screen. Winnick in motion.
Pendleton, the give once again to Martzel, but again the defensive line of Rapids is right there.
Yeah, the thing you'll notice about Rapids is, especially if you're watching at home, they're very stout up front. They have a couple of really big offensive linemen, seniors, veteran players, but they're going to play a 50 front, and they're going to press the line as much as possible. Now, for Kimberly, they match that with a really good tight end and a really good fullback. So really, that's going to be strength on strength as we watch this game play out.
Third down and goal. A little shifting going on before the snap. Yeah, maybe a little bit too much. A false start, the first penalty of the game, and it goes on the Kimberly offense. So back them up 5 yards, and it's going to be third and goal from the 11, I believe, for Coach Steve Jones. Very familiar in the postseason here.
Yeah. We said it earlier in the year. I mean, when you have a young quarterback, sophomore quarterback, little things like, you shift there offensively. You got to make sure your players are set before you snap the ball. Things to watch. Here's another shift by Kimberly.
Third and goal on the 11. This time back to pass. Little screen play, and it works. Wide open, walking into the end zone. Touchdown, Kimberly. An 11-yard pass to Caleb Frazier. And just like that, Kimberly up 6-0.
Yeah, really good play call. Off the run action, basically you see fly curl to the field. They just leak the back out on a screen to the weak side. Really good play design, really good call. Took advantage of the Wisconsin Rapids defense.
So the penalty doesn't hurt too much. And the lines are down. Extra point is up. And it is good. So with 7:25 left to play here in the first quarter, Kimberly strikes first. It is 7-0 Kimberly. We'll take a quick timeout, come back to Papermaker Stadium right after this.
Are you looking to make your dream home happen? Make stop searching and searching happen. You could make that fenced-in yard happen and make that bigger bathroom finally happen. It's time to make your home transformation happen with a home equity loan or line of credit from Fox. Apply online right now or visit one of 22 Fox locations to get the money you need and make life happen.
Fox Communities Credit Union.
Bring it back to Maker Stadium. Joey D and John Dinsey along with you here on this beautiful Friday evening. And Kimberly jumps out first on a third down after a penalty. A wide open screenplay to Caleb Frazier. Extra point good, and that's where we stand, 7-0.
That was quick, Joey.
Very quick strike. I was just going to say, they started that, what was that? That was only a 4 or 5 play drive with the penalty.
Obviously helped with the really good punt return by Mason Lawton. But defensively, I mean, they back Rapids up and put them in a position that they had to punt from deep.
Kind of deflating, too, for the Red Raiders because they were looking good the first couple of plays there. Not looking good on the run back, though, as far as the catch, but here he goes. As soon as I say that, open running room, cross midfield before finally being run out of bounds. Nice run back by Peter Rucker, a sophomore, 5'10", 195 pounds, and well, he made something out of absolutely nothing there. It looked like that might have been going out of bounds inside the 5.
Yeah, Joey, I mean, I hate to say it, but sometimes, as crazy as this may sound, when things like that happen, the timing is off for the return team, but it's also off for the team covering. And they faked a reverse, and no one ran with the returner in that case, except luckily the safety did his job for Kimberly and at least held to stop that pass to 50.
So they will start in Makers territory on the 46-yard line. Just over 7 minutes remaining here in this opening contest. Second time that they've had the football. And Pilot's pass is out of the outstretched arms of his intended receiver, his leading receiver on the team, Nathan Yankee. One of the leaders as far as receiving. So it's going to be second down and 10 on the 46. There was just nothing there for him.
No, Rapids comes out in a 4-wide look, and again, for people that may have not seen Rapids this year, and that's a little surprising for me to see them come out in 4-wide, but they come out in 4-wide, try to run some quick curls, and again, the overhangs for Kimberly, I think, are what people don't talk about enough. They are two really dynamic players, took basically both reads away.
It's second and 10 on the 46. And once again, the little guy spinning across the line, Version Gamble. And the senior, boy, he's showing a little burst of speed there. And he's only 5'5", so it may be tough for some of these guys to see.
Yeah, he snuck through that gap and honestly broke a tackle and got lucky, really. I mean, that they grabbed basically shoelaces to get him down. Otherwise, this game's tied.
He's got 5 touchdowns this year, averaging over 100 yards in the games that he has played. So it's first and 10, ball marked on the 33-yard line. After the nice gain for Gamble. The little toss to Nathan Schooley. Tried to cut it back upfield. There was nothing there. A little trickery tried by Rapids.
And it's so interesting to see them under center running veer and now in shotgun and running, inside zone, jet sweep. I mean, just things that really schematically I'm sure they're doing the same, but just out of completely different formations. And, if you know Wisconsin Rapids football, it just seems surprising to me.
So it's second down and 7.
But success moving it so far out of these looks. So 2 back, twins to the bottom of the field here, so really 20 personnel.
In the air, caught on the far sideline to Dylan Lisitza. And that's going to be another Rapids first down. Boy, he just tossed that one up in the air. There were a couple of defenders over there, but he placed it perfectly.
Joey, he's double teamed. The corner's in a bail is on top of the route, and the quarterback does a great job of throwing it, like you hear on Sundays, back shoulder. So making the receiver come back to the ball, essentially, just stop his route on the ball. But the safety was also there. So he found, I guess, the only window those two guys couldn't defend.
24-yard pitch and catch. First and goal now on the 6 for Rapids. A lot of, I don't know if it's confusion or what, but yeah, coach didn't like that one, so he's got to call a timeout. So we'll take a quick one as well. Rapids knocking on the door here in Kimberly. Back in a moment.
Oh, emojis. I thought the conversation just got dumber.
Ugh, internet trolls. Just ignore them.
I like you just the way you are.
I believe in you. She's a hugger. Give her a squeeze.
How about the hand?
Ah, there you go. Thanks, mate.
You're killing it, Zane!
Well, we bring it back to Papermaker Stadium, and 7-0 Kimberly. Rapids on the 6-yard line, first and goal, but that is already 2 timeouts, John. That is taken out by Rapids.
Yeah, it looked like offensively, it looked like they wanted to go with an unbalanced look. They were moving essentially their right tackle over to the left side. That's how they line up here. So their tight end is to the top of the field here, and they are unbalanced to the short side.
Give it to Gamble, trying to spin his way out of trouble again.
And sometimes when you do things like that, Joey, you have to communicate it differently to the players. I know early in the game there's no way Coach Biola wanted to burn 2 timeouts with 5 minutes left in the first quarter.
Briar Barg line. Part of the stop there on defense for the Papermakers. 2nd down and goal now on the 5.
This is a big play because you want to get some yards here and put yourself in a better position for the 3rd down call if you don't score. Shovel.
Shovel pass there. Met right away, though, as soon as he caught it. The tackle by DeAndre Williams. But he didn't really fake that one too much.
Yeah, he saw, I think, what we all saw. I mean, it looked like that middle opening was there, but both inside linebackers are unblocked. I think if he presses more towards the defensive end, he might actually have pitched it. Kimberly again is going to be stout. They're going to maintain their gaps. They're going to play sound football. So it's really hard to trick them.
Mark it on the 4, 3rd and goal for the Red Raiders.
20 personnel. Number 4 is on the bottom of the screen this time, though, to the 1 receiver side.
Flag in the air and tipped up. It is caught, but they're going to stop the play. Boy, what a catch, though. If that would have gone on. Wonder if he was in bounds.
Yeah, I think when he finally caught it, he was out of bounds. But
false start. Goes against Rapids. Back him up. That's a big-time penalty. First penalty on them in this game. But back him up 5, and it'll be 3rd and goal now on the 9.
It's a tough position. I mean, you're on the 9-yard line. Probably don't want to line up for a field goal against Kimberly, right? You got to get points when you can get them, and to me, this is 2 downs. 2 downs to get yourself 9 yards. Again, Lazitza to the bottom of the field, one-on-one.
This play's starting to get really loud here on this 3rd down play. Little pump fake, looking end zone again. Incomplete, so big decision time here. It'll be 4th down and goal on the 9. But I agree with you. I mean, it's got to be. You're this far deep. You're this close. You got to go for it. And surely you practice this all week, too.
It looks like they're bringing the kicker in. But what I will say is Kimberly did a great job. Number 1 of Lazitza's to the bottom one-on-one. But they take number 42, Zach Arndt, and they run him underneath. So giving underneath help to the corner ultimately ends up throwing off the timing of the route and puts him in a position. Now you got to kick the field goal. Get some points.
And it is good. Just did go through the uprights.
He kicked that thing straight up in the air, and he got just enough to get over the crossbar.
So they put up a field goal. 3 points on the board for Rapids. We will take a timeout, come back to Kimberly right after this.
I'm Tom Julian from the Julian Strategic Alliance Group. I'm inviting you to have my team help you develop your personal, estate, and business planning goals. Let us put together comprehensive financial strategies for your success in every season of your life. Contact us today to get started. We're right on the CE Trail in Kimberly. We can help you establish retirement income goals, work with you on your asset protection allocation, and guide you on future income growth strategies. I would like to meet with you to begin the conversation. Call us. Let's get started.
Back here in Kimberly, where Rapids is on the board after a nice 26-yard field goal. 7-3 your new score with 3:45 remaining in this first quarter. Are you surprised at all? That's what they did. Go for that three.
You know, talking through it, you know, on the air, obviously, Coach Biolo is smarter than me. I mean, you're playing Kimberly. You're at the 9-yard line. You take points when you can get them, right? So, no, I mean, I think they made the right decision.
Downed right away on the short kick, Connor Pendleton.
Yeah, interesting strategy there. The directional kick, giving Kimberly a short field. I don't know if they were trying to surprise onside kick him there, or just trying to drop the ball in open space and hope good things happen. Interesting. Very smart play, though, by Kimberly to catch it and fair catch so that they get the ball where they caught it, which is the 36-yard line.
36 is where they start this drive. Second time Kimberly has had the ball. Only took a couple plays the first time. This time having to go quite a bit more to give to Martzall. Again, covered up right about the line of scrimmage, though.
It's interesting, you know, I've seen Kimberly a couple of times. Joey, we've both seen him, and I haven't seen him shift as much as we have so far in the first quarter.
Yeah, there's a lot of movement.
But it really makes sense because the overhangs that are walked up, essentially as defensive ends, they are switching to the tight end side. So, essentially, they've been running a lot of weak side power away from the tight end. They must like that matchup with that overhang.
Winnick in motion, gets the little toss on the sweep, and he's tackled in the backfield. What a tackle.
Garrett Juneman, Joey. And you know, honestly, that's the player Coach Biolo talked a lot about in pregame defensively, and he looked like just a missile firing in on that play. Tracking Winnick all the way through the motion and making a play from really the free safety spot.
They got a sophomore, junior, and senior. Juneman. Garrett is the senior of the three. And they're all in succession on the roster as well.
It's a dad's dream right there, let me tell you.
Garrett with a nice play brings up a 3rd and 12 on the 34 to the air they go, and way too short. He was looking for Winnick, but we got a 3 and out here for Kimberly, and the Rapids defense showing up.
Did you notice who's covering Winnick? Dylan Lazitska. So really number 4 for Rapids, and again, a guy that we heard about in pregame, a guy that we knew would play a big part of this game. He's the guy they want to throw it to. He's covering Winnick. Now he's back on the punt.
So second possession, 3 and out for the Papermakers, and that'll set Rapids up decent field position. No pressure at all, and a good punt. The running catch at the 32 and brought down 3 yards later. Nice open field tackle on special teams. And the Red Raiders will come out for the 3rd time and start on just across the 35 to the 36-yard line.
Yeah, really good coverage by the Kimberly punt team. Really, it looked like 3 or 4 guys right there on the ball. Short line drive kick, so for you to cover as well as they did, that's really good job by their special teamers.
So a 2:15 left to play here in this first quarter. 1st and 10, they'll say to 36. It's in between the 35 and 36. Again, the 2 running backs. Give stuffed right away by the Kimberly defense. So it looked like the Red Raiders were trying to spread things out a little bit, but not faked out. That Makers defense was all over it.
And Kimberly knows, I mean, they're in shotgun, they're in 20 personnel, so that's 3 receivers, 2 backs, so 20, 2 backs, 0 tight ends. And when they go to that look with the 2 backs, they can still run all of their triple stuff. So they run the dive and they read, and that's who they give it there, but they can still run their option look out of this exact same formation.
Got back to the line of scrimmage, so it's 2nd and 10 on the 36 once again. Pass play into triple coverage, incomplete. He was looking for Lasitza. It looked like it hit him right on the number, but
yeah, it was a good throw in a really small window, but a lot of Kimberly defenders about to hit Lasitza, so
that has to be on your mind.
Yeah, absolutely, and truthfully, it's a slant out and the out's open because they continue to run with Lazitska. So, again, Lazitska's a good player. He stood out so far in the first quarter. The quarterback's got to go through his reads and get the ball to the right player, especially on the road against the number 1 seed, Kimberly.
3rd and 10 now on the 36-yard line. And again, the pass on the near side, overthrew Schooley. Looked like he was going to toss it to him again, but he just kept on going to the sideline and overthrew him. It's going to be 4th down and 10 on the 36.
Yeah, really good coverage, again, by the overhang, Zach Arndt. Just widening with basically the flat route and taking the throw away. Really, that ball is really just thrown away because no one was open.
3 and out for the Red Raiders.
Lazitza was also punting, apparently.
He's just all over the place. The rugby punt this time a little better. And everybody gets away from it. Still rolling dead at the 30. So that is where Kimberly will come back out with a minute 13 left to play here in quarter number 1. Again, the winner will go on to meet either Neenah or Hudson. That's a 4 or 5 on that side. You got the 3-6 matchup, Appleton East at home tonight against DC Everest. The 2-7 is North and Eau Claire Memorial, again at Appleton North. We got a lot of local teams at home. Kimberly, Neenah, East, North. That's just on that side.
Right. The conference represented really well.
1st and 10 on the 30. Here's Martzel. Got some blockers. Cutting it back. 70 yards later. 6 more points for Kimberly. A 70-yard run by Alec Martzel.
Yeah, if you saw him last week against Appleton North, whether in person or on tape, that is the Wildcat look that we talked about in pregame. Martzel playing the quarterback, Fraser playing the running back. They fake the stretch, basically run quarterback power, and Coach Biolo basically had no answer for how they're going to defend it, just hoping they were going to, and on that play they didn't. So, unfortunately for Rapids, that is one play and one big play out of the Wildcat.
Extra point is good. With exactly a minute left to play in quarter number 1. New score, 14-3 Kimberly. Take a quick timeout, come back for the end of the first quarter right after this.
When you're looking for a cutting-edge local company to produce your creative screen-printed or embroidered apparel for your business or team, Creative Imprint in Neenah is that company. Their experienced staff can bring all your ideas to life. They make you part of the experience with their online designing tool that allows customers to design their own t-shirts. That's how they make you part of the experience. Design your t-shirt and place your order online at creativeimprintapparel.com. Experience the difference.
Back at Papermaker Stadium as we start to wind down quarter number 1 in level 1 of Division 1. Lots of ones across the board with the 1 seed Kimberly leading Rapids 14-3 after a 1-play 70-yard drive. Just took a couple of seconds, and Martzel's back into the end zone, a very familiar place for him, and came in averaging 9 yards a carry. 126 yards a game. I think he upped it on that one.
Yeah, I mean, in the state, Kimberly has a lot of good players, but he might be the best one and one of the best running backs in the state. And that formation makes it really hard because you have to cover all 11 players.
Taken at the 20. Again, a decent run back on special teams for the Red Raiders. And this time run back by Leo Brostowitz. Only a freshman, 5'8", and a freshman running it back.
Yeah, so Joey, when they come out in that formation, basically they have the 2 backs, right? The tailback playing quarterback. They fake the stretch, and while Rapids has seen that look, when Pendleton's at quarterback, they're not keeping the ball with him and running quarterback power. In this case, with Martzel, they do. So, defensively that's what's going to happen. You prepare for those types of things, but that just different look, that different blocking scheme, the first time especially you see it, obviously caught him a little bit by surprise.
So it'll be 1st and 10 on the 36-yard line, under a minute left to go. They'll give it to Gamble once again. And he gets out of bounds, so that will stop the clock with 47 seconds left after gain of a couple. It's 3-yard pickup, 2nd and 7 on the 39. As we wind down quarter number 1. And again, a beautiful evening here in Kimberly.
It's gorgeous. I mean,
getting
perfect
better than
football
this.
weather.
It really is. Fans on this side all bundled up. Pretty good crowd here on this side, and not too bad coming from Rapids as well. The option, and did he slip there, or did he just fall down? Austin Pilo, the quarterback, not sure what happened there.
They ran the option, but they had the shovel underneath, and he wanted to pitch the shovel. But again, the inside linebackers aren't budging at all on that play. So a lot of teams run it differently. It doesn't look like they're pulling anyone on that play. So if the end widens with the option, they want to throw it underneath him to the shovel player. But again, the inside backers have been unblocked both times they ran it. Really, Joey, we watch Kimberly, and their offense is really good. And they have some really, really good players, high-end players. But, man, they have 4 or 5 guys on defense that are as good as anyone we've seen all year.
That'll do it for quarter number 1. 14-3. Kimberly on top of Wisconsin Rapids. We'll take a timeout, come back, have quarter number 2 for you on our Fox Communities Credit Union video stream game of the week.
Marie, you have prediabetes.
Prediabetes? I don't have time to eat right or exercise. I'm a busy mom.
Oh, you're a busy mom.
Yeah.
This is great news. Busy moms never get prediabetes.
Wait, what?
Let me just... Yeah, this is all the people at risk for prediabetes, and way over here, busy moms. No?
I want to thank all of our sponsors that make postseason video streaming possible. Fox Communities Credit Union, Myron Construction, Midwest Workwear, Creative Imprint, Julian Strategic Alliance Group, and Tanner's Grill. Back to action here to start quarter number 2. 14-3 Kimberly in a 3rd down and 10 situation on the 36-yard line. Pass is caught. Dylan Lisitza once again. He's going to be close. I don't think he got it, but it's up to about the 45-yard line.
Yeah, and again, I mean, locked into Lisitza, throwing basically a comeback, but he runs the route right at the sticks, and when the ball carries him back to the sideline, they're going to end up about a yard short. It looks like they're going to go, though, Joey.
4th and 1 on the 45-yard line.
But you really can't blame him, can you?
Right.
I mean,
might as well.
You're the 8th seed. You're playing the 1 seed on the road. This is what you do. You line up. You hand the ball to the fullback. That's what their offense is built to do.
But they go in the shotgun formation.
There it
Give
is.
it to Gamble, and he got it. Caleb Oberman in with the stop, the leading tackler for Kimberly, but you're going to move the chains. 1st down, a nice run.
That's the fun part is they're under center. They run triple option, veer, outside, inside. But out of gun, they're really doing the exact same thing. So that's probably no read. That's just a give. But that is standard blocking for your offensive line. It looks different for the defense because they're in shotgun. It's just your fullback running right behind that center and the guards.
Oberman, the leading tackler, 77 total tackles on the season. He's 5'11" senior for Kimberly.
Yeah, he's a really good player, Joey.
1st and 10, Rapids on the 48. Again, Gamble, burst of speed across midfield. Boy, Nice ankle tackle. Oberman coming over and getting him. If he doesn't get him, that might be 6 for the Red Raiders.
Yeah, it's another one of those where they leak him through the hole. He beats the initial wave, gets to the second level, and really an ankle tackle keeps him from scoring. Out of the veer look, that's really what a follow looks like. So instead of the wing going out and blocking for the triple option, he leads back inside. Looks like an ISO. That lead block really is what opens up and makes it a one-on-one in open field.
7-yard gain, 2nd and 3 now on the Kimberly 45.
That same formation now.
Yeah, taking a little longer to get this play going. And whistle, did they? No, Kimberly calls timeout. All right, so the Papermakers will call timeout, and that gives us time to talk about one of our fine sponsors, Midwest Workwear. Tell old man Winter to take a hike because Carhartt and Midwest Workwear have you covered. Open under new ownership, still at the same great location, downtown Kaukauna. They offer the lowest prices on Carhartt in the state, guaranteed. Don't let the winter blues get you down. Gear up with the largest selection of Carhartt workwear, including high visibility, flame resistant, and rain gear. Give Midwest Workwear a call today to learn more about their corporate programs or visit MidwestWorkwear.com. Stay safe, be comfortable, shop Midwest Workwear. Jumping on board here for postseason action on our video stream. Want to thank all of our sponsors. So Kimberly calling that timeout.
Yeah, I think what Coach Breeze is doing, and Coach Breeze has seen this when he played at UW Oshkosh. He's seen triple option really he played safety, right? So really the guy that has to make sure people are in the spots they're in defending the guys that they need to defend. He's just making sure that whether they're under center or in shotgun, you understand that there is a dive player, there is a pitch player, and there's normally an extra guy that's going to lead block to the option side. And if you look here, the tight end is to the bottom of the screen. You're probably going to see a motion from the wing. That's the lead player, and the two guys in the backfield are your option players. That's exactly what happens.
2nd and 3 on the 45. He's got one-on-one. And he's got it. What a catch. Dylan Lasitza jumping over the defender. Down near the 10, about the 11-yard line, a 35-yard pickup, and it's 1st and 10 on the 11. Wow.
I know we've mentioned his name a couple times, but I mean, he's just a player. I mean, that is a 50-50 ball against Kimberly's best corner in Griffin Weigel, who I have not seen a pass completed against in the 3 times we've had Kimberly this year. And he goes up and he wins the matchup. Big play for Wisconsin Rapids.
1st and 10 on the 11-yard line, so they can get a first down before they reach the end zone. The toss once again to Schooley, and he gets roughed up right away.
Yeah, they
might have gained a yard.
Yeah, they handed to the motion guy that time on a jet sweep. The backs lead, but DeAndre Williams, number 44, up to the task, really going from his inside linebacker spot to the sideline, beats the receiver to the spot, and makes a great open field tackle.
2nd and 9 now, right on the 10-yard line. Taking a while to get the play into the huddle. The Rapids took 2 early timeouts, so we only got 1 left here to use in this quarter. We still got 9.5 to go.
Lazitska again to the bottom of on the screen, to the top of the screen.
Pump fake. Across the middle, a big-time collision, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Mac Lucas, and he got roughed up in midair.
Yeah, and
it's incomplete.
He had him on a real nice skinny post. Ball sailed a little bit on him, a little high. Wasn't able to catch it. Those are the plays, again, I mean, when you're playing, as the 8 seed against the 1 seed, those are the plays that, you have to hit. You have to win those 50-50 balls, or, in this case, a ball where really the receiver won his route.
So it is 3rd and 9 on the 10.
Watch the tight
Cowbell's going. Whistle. And we got a penalty marker down. I don't even see where it is, but the PA guy said there was, so.
That'd be a
false start. All right. Second penalty on Rapids.
Same thing that happened to Rapids last time they were down here. Got the penalty right. Backed them up to the 9-yard line from the 6. This time they back up from the 9-yard line to the 10 to the 15. They can still get a first down on the 1-yard line. But again, we said this early in the game. 3rd and 14 is not what, offensively the position, well, really anyone wants to be in, but it's not what they're built for.
Earlier they did kick a 26-yard field goal.
This one's will be a
and
little
barely
bit longer.
made it, so yeah, I don't think that that would be a possibility if they don't get the first down here.
Safeties are tight to the hashes.
And a give again to Gamble. And he gained a few, but then was knocked way backwards.
It looks like he got the 5 back from where the penalty was, which would take him up to the 10.
They'll mark it on either the 11 or 12, just outside. So tag on 17. So this will be a 29-yarder, so it'll be a little longer than earlier.
Yeah, from the 12, it looks like the spot.
Yep, 29-yarder.
He's going to spot this at the 19, 29, yep.
And it's Mac Lucas is the kicker. So 3 yards longer than the other one. The snap is to the right. It's a good hold, though, and it's a good kick. No, just to the right. Just to the right. It had the distance, but it will be Kimberly football after they do not convert on the play. Hey, after the game tonight, Tanner's Sports Grill in Kimberly, a proud Papermaker booster, invite you to Tanner's after the playoff contest. For your post-game meal, check out their full menu, tannersgrillandbar.com. Be sure to book the Tanner's bus for all the upcoming green and gold games this season. Tanner's Sports Grill, 730 South Railroad in Kimberly, a proud sponsor here of Papermakers postseason football, and they get it back here up 14-3. Just, boy, heartbreaking for the Red Raiders.
Interesting play calls on 2nd and 3rd down. I mean, you're in a position where, obviously Lazitza is your best player, and he doesn't touch the ball in either of those two plays, and you needed a lot of yardage. I mean, it wasn't 3rd and short, 2nd and short, 4th and short. It ended up being 3rd and 14, and they run the ball. Interesting play call. Obviously, they felt confident about their field goal kicker. I think the snap was a little high. Threw the timing off a little bit. To me, it looked good from here, but we're in an interesting spot in the press box, Joey. So,
Caleb Frazier, the ball carrier that time, and he was dragging players left and right for a 9-yard gain, 2nd and 1 on the 29.
And you see Martzel back at the quarterback position.
Yep.
And the guy to watch, if you're watching at home, is number 48, Will Hammond, their fullback. He is as good as a fullback as you're going to see. I know people don't say that a lot, but as good as you're going to see.
Martzel takes to the air. It's incomplete. Threw it just a little short of Connor Winnick. Good coverage on the play, though, by Rapids.
Yeah, it's interesting. They were warming up on the sideline. Pendleton was throwing. Martzel was throwing. You could just tell there was going to be a throw on this drive because Martzel was warming up as if he was going to throw the entire possession.
Good coverage by Gabe Zwicky.
It's the time to take the shot, though, there. I mean, it's, 2nd and 1. It's
holding against Kimberly, so back them up. So it wouldn't count it anyway. Both teams with 2 penalties in this first half. This is going to back them up. Where are they going to mark it? Kimberly breaks the huddle, and they have to go back to where the huddle was.
I was going to say they hadn't even spotted the ball yet. Interesting.
16-yard line. So now 2nd and 14. Got to get out to the 30. Getting Martzel. Getting Frazier. Big guy spun down. Frazier actually leads the team in touchdowns with 23 of them on the season, but he's a 1,000-yard rusher along with Martzel.
23 touchdowns. It's crazy. So, again, out of that Wildcat look, you see the guard pull, fullback lead. They run power. The thing that I would watch is really no one was held on the backside for Martzel. So, obviously if he keeps it like he did on the touchdown, it's him one-on-one with probably the overhang who was definitely trying to defend the power play, not the quarterback. Same formation they were in earlier.
3rd and 11 on the 19. Fires, tipped, and it's caught by Frazier. Oh, man, who got a hand on it? That looked like it was Keegan Christie, 47.
Yeah, it was. And in a really good play design, they faked the jet sweep to Winnick. It's a play action or RPO type play. They leak the back out of the backfield, and he looks wide open. But 47 runs underneath and really should have had a pick and probably runs for a while if he catches it. Unfortunately, I think that's why he plays defense, right? It bounces off his hands and magically right to Frazier.
6'2", 195-pound, just a sophomore for Keegan Christie.
It was a really good play for him to even get underneath that route.
Martzall will keep it himself. Up to midfield. And there for the tackle this time is Christie. But a big-time pickup into Red Raiders territory at the 48-yard line.
Again, it's 11 on 11 when your quarterback's a running threat. I know that sounds crazy. It's always 11 on 11, but when your quarterback's not a running threat, they don't have to defend him. Christie does a good job of scraping over the top, taking on the pulling blocker on the power play, but they're a player short. Christie's blocked by the guard. There's not a player fitting inside to take the quarterback, and Martzell runs for a big gain again.
1st and 10 on the 48. Sends a man in motion this time. The toss to Frazier. Cutting it upfield on the left hash mark. Up to the 40. An 8-yard pickup, so it'll be 2nd down and 2. But just following his blockers again. We've seen that a lot from this Kimberly team.
Yeah, just another flag on the play.
Penalty marker is down.
You'd assume it's a substitution issue, right? It's before the play. He threw it pretty quick. Maybe too many men in the huddle.
Taking a long time to discuss this one. And finally the call. It's going to go on Rapids. Unsportsmanlike. Wow, something must have said after the play.
Well, the ref
Maybe said the magic word.
The ref threw it really quick before they even had the ball spotted.
Wow, so they will bring it all the way up to the 25. Wow. 3rd penalty called on Rapids in this half. This one pretty costly.
Different look by Kimberly here with double fullbacks, double wing.
Again, it's Martzall, a quick throw off his back foot. Touchdown, Kimberly, a 25-yard strike to Connor Winnick from Alec Martzall.
That is max protect. That is one-man route. That route is a vertical route. It looked like it must have been covered too. The corner falls off of Winnick right away, but there is no way the safety is going to get off that hash and all the way over the top on Winnick without at least jamming him or getting some, hitting him at the line of scrimmage. That to be honest with you, that's too easy.
Way too easy, and especially, man, he got his.
Against Connor Winnick. I'm gonna double team him. I'm not going to do that.
He got that football out of his hands quickly.
With a one-man route, Joey. I mean, that's max protect. One guy out in the route.
21-3, our new score with 4:38 left to play here in this first half. We'll take a quick timeout, come back to Papermaker Stadium right after this.
A century is made up of minutes, but more importantly, of moments. Moments of hard work, dedication, challenges, and triumphs. From Myron Construction, the past 100 years were built by the steady hands of tradespeople who laid a strong foundation and continues to thrive because of our passionate team members. As we close this significant chapter of our history, our sights are set on what we will accomplish together in the years to come, because together we'll continue building excellence.
Yeah, we invite you to check out the other games that we have for you on radio and video stream. Green Bay Southwest and Kaukauna going at it tonight. And also Little Chute and Wrightstown. As the playoffs are here, partner. I love it. Love this time of year.
And we got you covered. I mean, we got 3 games, radio, live broadcast. And again, if you haven't seen Kimberly Guys, you're in for a treat. You're going to see some of the best players in the state at their positions. And number 11, the guy that scored the touchdown, he is one of them. I know if you've heard me before, I've gushed over him, but I coached wide receivers, and he's about as good as as I've ever seen coaching at this level.
Rucker with the run back from the 17 out to about the 37. It's a nice 20-yard run back. Yeah, Connor Winnick on the season. His 7th touchdown catch. Seems like he has a few more than that, but 811 yards, so you can add 25 more to that.
I mean, he's got 54 receptions on the year. I mean, they must double team him normally in the red zone, but the guy's touched the ball 54 times. Now, some of that is on jet sweeps and plays like that, but he's committed to Air Force. He's a Division I athlete, and we get to see him, on Friday nights here up in the Valley.
So it's 1st and 10, Rapids on the 37. That's been about the average starting position for them. Camel, nope. On the option, the keeper by Pilot. And might have gained a yard, but he's getting up pretty slowly, favoring his right ankle, it looks like.
And Coach Biolo said, the ankle was an issue coming into this game. I think, as good of a thrower as he is, they'd prefer for him not to have to run the ball. But obviously that's a big loss if he doesn't play.
He just hobbled off, so
there he goes.
This will be a different offense without him in there. We'll see what Coach Biolo dials up here and who the new quarterback will be. Still don't catch a number.
I think it's number 7, Joey.
Yep,
Preston
sure
Spray.
is. All right. He will hand it off on his first play, and Gamble gains a few up to the 41-yard line.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, the injury to anyone's quarterback's a big deal, but, Preston is a sophomore, right? And in the first play he's in, that's a read play. That's a play he's got to either decide to give or to keep. And there was some confusion on that play. Really, to get it to run correctly, he's got to be decisive. And I know that's hard. It's a playoff game. He's a sophomore. He probably didn't expect to play, but he's going to play a big role if he's going to finish this game out.
5'8" and a sophomore. Imagine that. Get on in there and, play Kimberly.
At Kimberly.
He'll toss this one backwards. And that play went absolutely nowhere. The toss to Rucker, and he went down right away, Peter Rucker, another sophomore.
Well, and that's the thing is when your backup quarterback comes in, you're going to slim the offense down a little bit. And they go back to under center, double wing, veer, triple option look, right? And that toss is a staple of this offense. And it's probably a little bit pared down version of what Coach Biolo wants to call, but it's what he's going to have to call with his backup quarterback in the game.
So the clock winds down, nearing the 2-minute mark. Taking their time on this one. They do still have one timeout, and looks like they may use it.
It looks like they're going to hold up until the play clock, call their last timeout, and then punt. Probably a good move.
And they will take a penalty, I see. A flag from the delay of game on Rapids. That'll be their 4th penalty of the game. What do you think about that call?
It was interesting saving that that timeout.
Yeah. With only 2 minutes left to play.
Right.
Huh.
Tough spot for a punter. It's weird. No, I'm just kidding, Joey. I'm just kidding.
So it's 4th and 12 now. They'll mark it on the 35. So give them a little extra space to.
There you go. A little
kick
extra
it.
space. There you go.
And another penalty marker.
Even more space. They had too many guys.
Yeah, you see one of the guys running off over there. TJ Iverson. Too many men. So back-to-back penalties. It's 5 of them now in this first half on the Red Raiders.
And that's the type of stuff as a coach, obviously, just eats you up. I mean, you prep all week. Substitution mistakes, false starts, just plays that are mental mistakes that you prep and shouldn't really be the case.
And again, the rugby kick from Lasitsa. That will roll out of bounds right at about the 40-yard line, and that is where Kimberly will come out and see if that quick strike offense can put up another one here with 1:41 left to play. They're up 21-3. They got on the scoreboard first on a Caleb Frazier 11-yard touchdown reception. 7:25 to play in the first. Then with 3:45 left, a 26-yard field goal made it 7-3. Then on that one play, 70-yard run by Alec Martzall with a minute left to play in that first quarter, 14-3. And then here in this quarter with 4:38 left to play, 25-yard pass to Connor Winnick. Those are your scoring plays here for this evening. We'll see if Kimberly can put up a fourth one. Quick pass. Guess who? And double teamed, and he still jumps up to get it. Right there was Lasitsa and Breezy, but do.
To get a safety off the hash and try to get over the top on that route is almost impossible for a high school safety. It's just a tough position to put him in.
Pendleton to Frazier, almost had a knee down.
I thought
Instead, I did too. Instead, he's inside the 30. Two quick plays. They're at the 28 all of a sudden with 1:23 and the clock runs after they set the football. 1st and 10 on the 28. To the air they go. Winnick again with that catch. 1-on-1 against Garrett Juneman, and guess who won? Mr. Winnick. Another big pickup, moving the chains quickly here in the last couple of seconds. 1st and 10 on the 13.
I mean, those are just really well-timed throws, just hitting the window against cover 2, beating the safety and, the vertical route by Winnick.
Frazier, left side, diving forward. He's going to be near a first down. They got plenty of time here. Did he get it? Very, very
really
close.
Yeah.
And he just did get it. All right, 1st and goal on the 3. Clock runs at 45 seconds. Kimberly does have all 2 of their timeouts, I should say. Frazier walking in. 6 more for Kimberly on a 3-yard touchdown run by Frazier. And they made that one look way too easy. How fast one was that, John Dinsey?
I mean, just precision. Again, Pendleton, give him credit. He deserves a lot of credit. I mean, he's a sophomore quarterback that was forced into duty, and all he's done is getting better and better and better throughout the year. And he finds a window in cover 2 to complete some great passes to Winnick. But that touchdown is vintage Kimberly. It's weak side counter. It's guard kick out, fullback lead, and all the way to the state championship is what they've done in the past and what they hope to do again.
So your new score with 36 seconds left to play here in this first half. It's 28-3. Kimberly leading Rapids on Caleb Frazier's 24th rushing touchdown of the season. Adding to his total, too. Him and Martel both over 1,000 yards rushing and combining together for 36 touchdowns coming in today.
Yeah, I know we see who we see. We're biased because of our location. But, I mean, it's going to be hard to find better players than Martel, Frazier, Winnick, Will Hammond, Mitch Bartle. Offensively, top-end talent for Kimberly. It's the reason they are where they are. It's the reason they're a 1 seed. It's the reason that, people, when they saw the brackets, they did. They looked ahead. They looked, will Kimberly get Muskego again in the state championship? And what I'll tell you is Kimberly is a young team. They replaced a lot of players coming into this season. But they have progressively got better and better and better as the season has gone on. And they are firing on all cylinders right now.
Yeah, we talked to Coach Steve Jones. One of my questions to him, you really did. You had some some questions going into that first game because of some injuries that happened in practice before the season even started. But yet, here they are.
Well,
It's been a week-to-week progression.
Well,
is
Joey,
what it has been.
he laughed at me, and I don't know if it was a good laugh or not, but I told him, I said, I've never, after week 1, when he told us, the quarterback was out and Pendleton was going to start, he had this look on his face of I don't want to say he was nervous, but I said to him, I don't think I've ever seen you like that in years. And he laughed. I don't know if he was really laughing at me, but it was the truth. And I think as a sophomore, Pendleton should get all the credit in the world for how he's progressed throughout the year and how he's taken another penalty on Rapids.
Again, a guy rushing off real quick, so you got to think, again, it's
12 guys in the huddle.
Yeah, that's the third one, I think, of the game of that particular penalty.
Yeah, and it's not only is it unexcusable, but it's really unexcusable because Pilat's back in the game, right? So you have your veteran quarterback in the game. He knows the call. He knows the personnel. He knows the formation. He's got to know he's got too many guys. But again, I don't want to downplay, Pendleton's improvement throughout the year and just his command of the offense. And really, again, when we think about it, those 2 throws he throws to Wennick are against cover 2. There's a small window between when the receiver clears the corner and the safety gets over the top to defend him, and he fits it in that window, completes 2 huge passes.
Tipped in the air, and lucky that one wasn't picked off as Pilat was looking for Lisitsa.
Yeah, the ball sailed on him a little bit, on some throws to the middle of the field. I'm sure part of that is the Kimberly defenders running underneath. Those are dangerous throws. That ball gets batted in the air. We saw it last week with Appleton North that those became Kimberly interceptions.
Yeah, pressure from behind by Luke Todd, 6'4", 242-pound senior. The defensive end bringing the pressure. So it is 2nd down and 15, just outside the 20-yard line. With only 30 seconds left to play in this first half. There's a quick pass and complete. Kind of threw it behind him, but Nathan Yonke with the catch at the 30. But the clock will continue to run with about 15 seconds left to play.
Yeah, the corners are playing off. They're going to bail immediately. I mean, if he can get the ball and get it to his receiver, he's going to complete the pass.
So do you try and run a play here? I don't think they can even get to the line of scrimmage.
I was going to say, it looked like they were going to try, but it ain't going to happen.
Nope, that is going to do it for half number 1. Except for a field goal, it was pretty much domination by the Kimberly Papermakers, the 1 seed showing why they are here at home. Up 28-3 here at the half. Joey D and John Dinsey here with you, and Adam Van Handel on the camera work here this evening, bringing you Division I, Level 1 action. And Kimberly leads it at the half, 28-3. First half thoughts here real quickly, Mr. Dinsey.
Well, I think, it's the train's on the tracks for Kimberly. I mean, they're doing what they expect to do. They're running the ball effectively. They're throwing it in rhythm. They're keeping you off balanced. And defensively, they've gotten better and better throughout the year, and they are stout. And unfortunately, Rapids is the one on the tracks right now, and they look off. They look like they're a little bit, as the game's gone on, they almost look like they're in shock, right? That they've taken some body blows, but now they're getting shots to the face. So, I think, if you're Rapids, you needed the half. You need to regroup, and you need to come back out and decide who are you going to be this half offensively and execute on the things that they've had things work for them. They've moved the ball. They just haven't finished drives.
Mm-hmm.
And that is Kimberly to a T. They move the ball too, but they finish drives. You don't see many field goals when you're watching Kimberly. You also don't see many punts. So, again, it's 4 touchdowns against 1 field goal, and we're at 28-3 at the half.
28-3 is our score. I want to tell you, sportsmanship doesn't stop when the game ends. It's part of the community that you live in. Respect, character, dignity, and leading by example. Your community, your team. Rural Mutual Insurance is a proud sponsor of the WIAA Rural Mutual Insurance Sportsmanship Award since it started in 1965. From football to volleyball to soccer to tennis, the award recognizes more than team sportsmanship. It recognizes that sportsmanship matters in your community as well. Visit ruralmutual.com/WIAA. See how our team and your community can work together to be true champions. I want to thank our sponsors, postseason football, Fox Communities Credit Union, Myron Construction, Midwest Workwear, Creative Imprint, Julian Strategic Alliance Group, and Tanner's Grill. We'll take a quick time out and hear from all of our sponsors, and then we'll come back. Second half action coming your way. Your halftime score once again, it is Kimberly 28 and Rapids 3.
Make fenced-in yard happen. Make two-story in town happen. Or ranch in the country happen. Definitely make two bathrooms happen. With Fox, make we can afford that one happen. When it's time to decide on your dream home, Fox helps you make life happen. Visit one of 22 Fox locations or apply online today so you can make this is the one happen.
Fox Communities.
A century is made up of minutes, but more importantly, of moments. Moments of hard work, dedication, challenges, and triumphs. From Myron Construction, the past 100 years were built by the steady hands of tradespeople who laid a strong foundation and continues to thrive because of our passionate team members. As we close this significant chapter of our history, our sights are set on what we will accomplish together in the years to come, because together we'll continue building excellence.
When you're looking for a cutting-edge local company to produce your creative screen-printed or embroidered apparel for your business or team, Creative Imprint in Neenah is that company. Their experienced staff can bring all your ideas to life. They make you part of the experience with their online designing tool that allows customers to design their own t-shirts. That's how they make you part of the experience. Design your t-shirt and place your order online at creativeimprintapparel.com. Experience the difference.
I'm Tom Julian from the Julian Strategic Alliance Group. I'm inviting you to have my team help you develop your personal, estate, and business planning goals. Let us put together comprehensive financial strategies for your success in every season of your life. Contact us today to get started. We're right on the CE Trail in Kimberly. We can help you establish retirement income goals, work with you on your asset protection allocation, and guide you on future income growth strategies. I would like to meet with you to begin the conversation. Call us. Let's get started.
The projects we construct afford us the opportunity to help those in need in more ways than one. And the momentum we create as a team allows us to make an impact greater than any one of us can achieve on our own. We are part of the community. We are where we live. We are Myron Construction.
Oh, emojis. I thought the conversation just got dumber.
Ugh, internet trolls, just ignore them.
I like you just the way you are.
I believe in you.
She's a hugger. Give her a squeeze. Help up the hand. Ah, there you go. Thanks, mate.
they're playing the fight song. Good time to bring it back here to Papermaker Stadium, where we are at the half, and it's 28-3 in Level 1. Game 1 here of the playoffs. Kimberly leading Wisconsin Rapids Lincoln by a score of 28-3. Joey D and John Dinsey with Adam Van Handel on the cam work here this evening, and I understand you've got a couple of scores to pass along here for playoff week 1.
Well, there's a couple of interesting ones, obviously, for our side of the Division I bracket. You know, here in town, Appleton North is up 24-20 in a really good game against Eau Claire Memorial. It's been back and forth throughout the first half. On the bottom side of this bracket, really that game everyone wants to see with Bayport. Bayport is up 49-0 over Milwaukee Tech at half. Couple teams that we saw throughout the year, Lourdes Academy is up 57-0 at half right now in Division 7. The big Fondy Arrowhead game, Fondy's up 28-14 at the half. And then games that we have on our radio station, Wrightstown's up 13-0 over Little Chute, and Kaukauna up 20-7 against Green Bay Southwest. The only one that was really of note for me that scrolling through Twitter I saw is, if you remember Stratford, Stratford hadn't given up a point all year. They still have it. They're up 50-0. So, which is ironic because they're not even the number 1 seed.
That is
which
a
is insane.
Machine.
Yeah, 50-0.
Are they? I don't know. You don't compare anybody to Kimberly, but are they the Kimberly of mid-Wisconsin?
Of small schools,
Yeah.
they are it. People in Edgar would be angry at me for saying that. We'll give my address out or they'll be there. But
well, the winner of this one will take on the winner of Hudson and Neenah. That is going on tonight in Neenah.
Yeah, I looked for that score. Couldn't find anything. So, if anyone wants to text me what you got, that'd be great.
Let's see here. Let's move on. Division 2. Some of the local teams. We got that Kaukauna, Green Bay Southwest. Hortonville at home against De Pere tonight. That'll be an interesting second-round matchup if Hortonville and Kaukauna should meet up. So that is Division 2 here in the area. Just gave you the Division 1. Let's move on to 3. And down there at the bottom, in the very tough one, West De Pere and Shawano. You got FVL as a 6 seed. They've only given up 5 points, or only lost 2 games by a total of 5 points. They're the 6 seed. That tells you how tough that part of the bracket is.
Yeah, I mean, West De Pere is the team I want to see there. In Division 2, I want to see that Hartford team that I've heard about in the southern part of the state.
Got FEL against New London, Menasha at home against Whitefish Bay. So that's Division 3.
You got DeForest at the top of that bracket, too, and they beat Wanakee last week. So, again, powerhouses in Division 3.
Freedom in Division 4. They are at home against Northland Pines tonight. Xavier is at Denmark. Xavier getting the 5 seed. Let's see here. That's it for the local. There's Little Shooting Wrightstown. There it is.
And that's Division 4?
Yep.
Steve Catholic Memorial was a Division 4 team this year. And again, for the competition, a scary thought to have Catholic Memorial in Division 4.
And then Division 5, got any local, I guess. Amherst kind of local.
Omro.
Yep, Omro a little bit.
Chilton.
So that's
There's our Stratford team right there as
Stratford
a 2
as
seed.
A 2.
Right. So I want to see this Northwestern team.
Wow.
That must be the Wildcats from Chicago.
D6.
D6, the same old, if you know small school football. So the Eau Claire Regis team, you see Colby, Abbotsford. Manawa is a 2 seed this year, which was a little surprising. They're going to get a tough game from Partyville. But you go to the other side of the bracket, a really good Mondovi team. And at the bottom of the bracket, St. Mary Springs.
St. Mary Springs. And then D7.
I'm telling you right now, in D7,
got Edgar
if
there.
you look at the top and you see Bangor, and you look at the bottom and you see Lourdes Academy, I'm not saying that's going to be your state championship game, but I don't know if I've seen better small school teams than those two this year.
Well, here we are just about ready to begin quarter number 3, and it's 28-3. Quick second half thoughts here before we get underway. As we get underway, I guess.
Short kick again by Rapids. Keep the ball away from the skill guys of Kimberly.
Yeah, because Kimberly deferred, so they get it first here in the second half.
The reality is for Rapids is regardless of what happens in the first half, you have a half of football left. Either the half of football that it's the end of your year, or half of football to pull a huge upset and move on to the second round. So, for Coach Biolo, I'm sure they made some adjustments. They, saw what they saw in the first half. Kimberly is really good at making their adjustments, and one of the first adjustments we see is there's Frazier at quarterback. I'm sorry, Martzel at quarterback. Frazier down the carry.
Yeah, the toss to Frazier. And he's got some running room and a blocker out ahead of him as well. Finally knocked out of bounds after a big pickup on play number 1 of the second half. It's like second verse, same as the first, but we do have a flag down.
I think it's a hold.
Everybody coming backwards, and the cowbell stops. So yeah, everybody going back across the big K.
I think it's downfield, though, so it's going to be
holding on Kimberly.
Well downfield, though.
Only their third penalty of the game. They had 2 in that first half.
Yeah, so they're marking it from the 34-yard line where the hold occurred. They'll take him back to the 44. Big gain. And again, you saw one of those adjustments. Martzel's at quarterback. Frazier lines up at wide receiver. They motion him. They run the jet sweep with him. And Coach Biolo mentioned this before the game. He said the key is going to be for them really just to get lined up right. Kimberly does so much. You saw it, shifting, motions. And on that motion, there was no adjustment, and they're just a guy short, realistically.
Martzel again, the QB. Winnick in motion. And again to Frazier. Bouncing off defenders left and right. First one to hit him was Nathan Frost.
That's the counter play that they scored the touchdown on right before the half. Weak side counter. Tight end is to the bottom of the screen here. Fullback pulls. Guard kicks out. Big 6-yard gain to start this possession off.
Got to give some halftime props too, by the way, to the Kimberly band.
Yeah.
That was pretty entertaining. The first song that they did was the Hee Haw song. Where, oh, where are you? That was fun. They were very entertaining.
We had them last week, and I'm telling you, the atmosphere here sometimes is like it's like a Badger game. I mean,
Can't get that song out of my head.
Sorry, guys.
So it's second down and 4 on the 38. Martzel says, I'll just take this one myself and march inside the 20-yard line. Down to the 18, 19-yard line, so 19-yard pickup. And they're in the red zone again.
I mean, it's all the same stuff, right? I mean, Frazier this time looks like he's lead blocking on the jet sweep to Winnick. It's really just window dressing because they're running quarterback power. But that quarterback is one of the best running backs in the state, and he runs for 11, 12, first down any way you look at it.
Winnick and Kiefer, your wideouts.
Fullback to the tight end side this time. Max protect.
Martzel looking for Kiefer. Pylon, incomplete, but a flag is down.
That's an interesting flag because where he touches the ball, he's out of bounds. I mean, I don't know if that's a catchable ball in bounds if they're going to call pass interference.
It was right towards the pylon. His feet knocked it over.
Yeah, the ball was well out of bounds.
Sure. And it's going to be on Rapids.
That is an interesting call on that throw, to call that pass interference. But again, I don't know what pass interference is watching football lately, so that's okay.
Does anybody?
No. You cannot fault the refs because I don't think anyone knows anymore.
There was contact,
it
but
was, absolutely.
Was it catchable? You said the word.
Catchable. Right. Was it catchable? And if anything, right, is it illegal contact? Is it contact down the field? You mark them for 5 yards versus, the bigger pass interference penalty that leads to, basically a first down, right?
First and goal on the 9-yard line. Again, it's Martzel at quarterback. He'll keep it himself.
Ooh.
And he got wrapped up right away. Nice tackle on the interior defense of Rapids.
Yeah, number 55, Spencer Hawks, really came from his overhang spot, saw the guard pull, and went with his guard and made a really high tackle on Martzel, but a solid tackle.
Anytime you can get the Kimberly crowd to go, whoa.
Yeah, me to do it.
Yeah. So he gained a couple. It'll be second and goal on the 7.
Joe, you just don't see many tackles like that anymore up, around the shoulder area. It was a good hit.
Kiefer, the lone wide receiver.
This look was 100% zone to Martzel against Appleton North.
And again.
So, of course, they give it
there
to Frazier.
Goes Frazier.
And they score a touchdown.
A 7-yard touchdown run by Caleb Frazier, his third. 2 of them on the ground, 1 of them in the air. And Kimberly strikes first in the second half.
Yeah, a really good look. I mean, it's again, counter. They're playing with both fullbacks in tight end, really condensing the formation, but they get so much movement when they pull people and they kick out. Backs are just patient and really follow their blockers.
Kick is up, and it is good. And with 9:45 remaining here in this third quarter, new score, it's 35-3. We'll take a quick timeout, come back to Kimberly right after this.
Make fenced-in yard happen. Make two-story in town happen. Or ranch in the country happen. Definitely make 2 bathrooms happen. With Fox, make we can afford that one happen. When it's time to decide on your dream home, Fox helps you make life happen. Visit one of 22 Fox locations or apply online today so you can make this is the one happen.
Fox Communities.
The Papermakers score again and again on the ground from Caleb Frazier. His 25th rushing touchdown of the season, and it puts Kimberly on top 35-3 with 9:45 remaining here in the third.
25 touchdowns, Joey. I mean, between him and Martzel and Wennick, I mean, apparently there's enough footballs to go around.
Little squibber. Picked up at the 20. They've had some decent run backs.
Yeah, absolutely.
They've had plenty of opportunities.
It's Rucker again. He's the one that had the long return early in the first half.
And they'll bring it out once again. It seems like they always start between the 35 and the 40. This one, 38-yard line with 9:38 left to play.
You know, and Joey, we talked about this in the pregame, but, you know, Martzel and Frazier are the, you know, co-players of the year in the conference. And you see when you watch them play why. And I really give Coach Jones a lot of credit of going to that wildcat look as the season went on, making the job easier really for Pendleton as well.
Vershawn Gamble, the 5'5" senior running back.
Nice gain on first down.
He's showing some burst of speed. When he gets some open room, look out.
Yeah, those couple tackles that, you know, if he doesn't get ankle tackled, this might be a different game.
They gained 4 that time, 2nd and 6 on the 42. Back to pass this time, and almost intercepted.
Yeah,
who was he throwing to?
Yeah,
especially when you've got Caleb Oberman in the area. Why would you throw it that way?
Yeah, Oberman, the defensive player of the year in the conference. I think honestly there was a break in the play. I mean, it's an RPO. It's a designed run pass option or maybe just play action, and 2 of the receivers were blocking downfield. So clearly someone got the call wrong because the receivers weren't attempting to be options for the quarterback who was looking to throw it.
So now it's 3rd and 6 on the 42. Sends his guy in motion. Instead again, the give to Gamble. Might have gained a yard or 2, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, 4th and about 4.
Well,
you're on the wrong side of the 50-yard line. I know you're down 35-3, but, you know, the smart move is to punt, but I guess you're down 35-3, so.
And again, Luke Todd in on the stop for that one with the credit. 4th down on the 44-yard line. Lots of 4s on the board.
What always impresses me is, you know, we're on the Kimberly side right now in the box, and what impresses me watching them is just the amount of coaching you're seeing happening on the sideline. You see players working together, We get a couple linemen doing pass sets here. Pendleton's warming up. I mean, just constantly working on the sideline, trying to get better.
Another thing I see, too, a trainer attending to Oberman. Hopefully he's all right. Pass is complete to cross midfield. What a toss to Mac Lucas.
Yeah, good pitch and catch.
And again, that's a guy, he knew he was going to get hit, too. There were 2 red jerseys going right for him, but he still made the catch. He's running off a little gingerly now, but cross midfield, 1st and 10 on the 45.
Yeah, nice side adjustment by the quarterback, or maybe in the play calling by Coach Biolo, but both receivers to the bottom side of the screen run curls at the sticks at about 8 yards. And what that does is, as good as the overhangs have been of getting underneath the number 1 receiver, when that slot receiver runs a curl, it's going to hold them because it looks like a vertical route. So they're going to play with the vertical route, and they're going to be slower getting to number 1. They're supposed to still get underneath the number 1 receiver, but they're going to be there a little bit later because of the vertical release by number 2. So really good adjustment, and it opened up the number 1 receiver and got Rapids a first down.
Rapids has to take a time out here, and so we get to tell you about one of our new sponsors here, Midwest Workwear. Tell old man Winter, take a hike. Because Carhartt and Midwest Workwear have you covered. Open under new ownership, still at the same great location, though, in downtown Kaukauna. They offer the lowest prices on Carhartt in the state, guaranteed. Don't let the winter blues get you down. Gear up with the largest selection of Carhartt workwear, including high visibility, flame resistant, and rain gear. Give Midwest Workwear a call today to learn more about their corporate programs or visit MidwestWorkwear.com. Stay safe, be comfortable, shop Midwest Workwear. One of several sponsors. There's our season sponsors as well. Fox Communities Credit Union, Myron Construction, Creative Imprint, Julian Strategic Alliance Group, also Tanner's Grill jumping on board for this game as well. What a game to jump on board. 35-3 right now. Kimberly in control. The winner moves on and will play the winner of Neenah and Hudson.
Hey, jump right on for a long Kimberly playoff run. So far, a good start for them.
We heard that before.
35-3.
After the timeout, 1st and 10 on the 45. Sends guy in motion, doesn't toss to him this time. That was Schooley. Instead, he'll go long and complete. Nice pass to Dylan Lisitska again.
Yeah, it looked like a late tackle out of bounds, too, and nothing called there. Really good max protect look by Rapids. Double move, post, corner by Lisitska. The ball kind of died in the air as Pilot threw it, but really Lisitska was able to come back to it and won his route and caught the ball pretty easily.
So it's 1st and 10. Did get out of bounds, so the clock stops. Ball on to 32. Trying to answer Kimberly's first score of this second half. Pilot on the option. There's that toss. We've seen that a couple of times. Nathan Schooley catches it in a lot of traffic, but he had to get rid of it because he was about to get hammered.
Yeah, again, they've gone to that play now the 3rd time, and really not – the defensive end is doing a good job of feathering. So kind of playing and messing with the quarterback. Am I going inside and taking the shovel player, or am I going to play you on the option, and really making it hard on the quarterback? He almost looks indecisive. That time the shovel player basically just stopped in the hole, and they were able to get it to him.
Gain 3, so 2nd and 7 on the 29.
In their 2-back 20 personnel look.
Pilot with the give to Gamble. Breaks 1 tackle. Diving forward for a positive gain. But it's going to bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, interesting look. They fake the dive to the 1st back, hand to the 2nd back, but really opposite side. So almost like a split zone look out of shotgun. Really didn't fool Kimberly. Kimberly did a good job of just staying home and defending the run and putting Wisconsin Rapids in a 3rd and manageable, but 3rd and 5.
3rd down and a long 4, short 5, 27-yard lines where they mark it. Pilot the give, and that went nowhere. Yeah, it'll be 4th down.
The timing was off on that play. The motion guy runs into or around where they were the mesh of the handoff was, and really nothing going. I mean, just too much movement by the Kimberly defensive line and not real good timing in the handoff.
We've called Luke Todd's name quite a bit tonight. In on the stop once again.
Yeah, another Kimberly standout defensively. He, I would assume, is going to play somewhere on Saturdays. He is a solid defensive player, senior, really someone, again, as we've watched him all year, you notice him, which is hard. In a three-man front, those guys oftentimes go unnoticed.
I'll go for it on fourth down. Tossing toward the far sideline, incomplete. He was looking for Nathan Schooley again, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. Kimberly will get it back with just under 5 minutes left to play here in the third quarter.
Yeah, that's the motion guy, and they try to wheel him. Great job of maintaining coverage and really know where to put that ball.
Hey, if you're hungry, Tanner's Sports Grill in Kimberly, a proud Papermaker booster, invites you out after tonight's playoff contest for your post-game meal. Check out their full menu at tannersgrillbar.com. Be sure to book the Tanner's Bus for all the upcoming green and gold games this season. Tanner's Sports Grill, 730 South Railroad Street in Kimberly, just down the street here, just a block or two away from Papermaker Stadium. It's like a good place to hang out after the game this evening.
I'm hungry now after you described
it.
it.
Well, they just said food is half price at the concession stand. Like, no.
Yeah, we're too far away from the concession stand.
Making me hungry. Tanner sounds really good, though. Martzall. And gaining a couple here up to the 36-yard line. That'll be second down. And about 3.
Joy, I normally hear their commercials on the morning show when BJ and the Bear are on,
yeah.
And they're not open at that time, so I can't go there and eat. I can tonight now.
I do like their breakfast, though, when they do serve breakfast.
Do they really?
Oh,
man.
When they do, it's good.
I wouldn't make it to work. I'd stop there. I'd be late every day.
2nd and 3, Martzell again. Slithering his way across near the 40. That'll be good for a first down. Move the chains here for Kimberly.
If you remember, when we had him week 1, Pendleton was out there and he obviously was nervous, looked nervous, but you just look at him now, taking over this possession. You just look at the command of him in the huddle. I mean, if you're watching at home, just watch number 9, right? Watch him command the huddle. Watch him, get everyone lined up. He just looks like a different player as the season's gone on. It's awesome to see.
Winnick in motion. Back to pass. And incomplete off the hands of the intended receiver, Mitch Bartle. And so it'll be second down and 10 on the 39.
Yeah, try to get Bartle involved in the pass game.
Was that who it was going to? Because it looked like he was looking at Kiefer.
Yeah, it looked like Kiefer was open on the comeback and like he wanted to go out there, but Bartle was running a route right in that sight line.
Holding on the Papermakers, so it wouldn't have mattered anyway. The 4th penalty of the game on Kimberly, 2 in each half.
I was just excited to see Bartle get out for a route. I mean,
sure.
he's such a good run blocker.
I don't think we've called his name tonight yet.
No, in the first game we had him, they put him up the seam and hit him on a touchdown play, but I haven't seen him really touch the ball since then. And he's a standout offensively. You see him on defense at times, and he's one of the better blocking tight ends in the state. Obviously, really highly ranked on With Sports, and a guy that I'm assuming is also going to play on Saturdays.
How about this? 1st and 25 on the 24 for Kimberly.
That's exactly how Rapids drew it up. That's exactly what they want. Now this safety on the bottom here better get off the hash, otherwise this is going to be a big pass play.
Pendleton will just hand it off.
If you're watching at home, what I'm talking about is number 5 to the boundary here, to the closest to the screen. So it'd be at the bottom of the screen if you're watching at home. He's playing press, but he's looking in at the quarterback. So he's playing cover 2. He wants to funnel the receiver outside, and that safety is going to get over the top. He is number 1 if he goes vertical. Now the challenge is number 5 is not getting his hands at all on the receiver, and look where the safety is. He's on the hash. So that is a long way for him to run, and those are those windows that Pendleton hit on those passes to Winnick earlier in the game. Oh, boy.
And that one is picked off. Thrown right into the hands of Garrett Juneman. And Rapids will take over inside Kimberly territory off the first turnover of the game for Kimberly.
Yeah, right after I give that analysis, the number 1 receiver was open, and so was Wennick in the slot on a quick slant, and the ball just sailed on Pendleton and went right to the safety, number 27, Garrett Junson, and really just an easy pitch and catch for him. Not sure. I mean, Pendleton's been pretty accurate all day, and that ball just sailed on him.
So it's 1st and 10 on the 43-yard line.
Big play for Rapids.
Back to pass, into double coverage, and incomplete. But again, boy, yeah, Dylan Lasitza almost made something happen.
Yeah. What's interesting when you watch Kimberly, and I haven't really noticed it as much this year as I have today, but both of their safeties are, standing basically on the edge of the tackle. So one of them's on the hash, the other one is lined up basically on the end of the tackle, and they are at really a hard 11 yards. Now, they're widening here because there's 2 receivers to the bottom of the field, but they really hold the middle of the field and don't get a ton of depth. And that's how they got underneath that route to Lazitska on first down.
2nd and 10 on the 43, and DeAndre Williams says,
He's really stood out as the season has gone on. In game 1, you could tell, he's one of the newer starters that they talked about in the preseason. He's a junior, solid player, but really was his first year starting on defense. As the years gone on, you see 44 on almost every tackle. It seems like you see him on almost every tackle.
He is the 2nd leading tackler behind Oberman with 74 total tackles coming into this game. He's got a couple this evening.
And Oberman's the player of the year in the conference. Pretty good player, only a junior, number 44, DeAndre Williams.
3rd and 9, 42-yard line. And again, they'll give it to Rucker. And again, he's stuffed right away. Guess who's in there?
There's your guys. Luke Todd.
Yeah.
Again, DeAndre Williams.
Todd
again.
and Williams. No gain. 4th and 9. Or a long 8, I guess. On the 41-yard line. So, right when Rapids thought they were getting a little bit of momentum with the interception, all of a sudden it's 4th and long. As we tick down here, just under 90 seconds left to play in this 3rd quarter.
Joey, you talked about, Oberman being, looked at by the trainer. I haven't seen him come back in the game, have you? I mean, he's not playing inside backer right now. Number 51 has replaced him at inside linebacker, Bryce Budiak.
Oh, my goodness, what a hit downfield. It was a great catch.
Great catch, though.
Nailed by Bryce Budiak. If I had the number right.
The aforementioned Bryce Budiak?
Yeah.
that was a heck of a throw and catch.
Yeah. And it's good for first down there on a 4th. So move the chains up to the 29-yard line, 1st and 10.
Rapids has had a lot of success throwing the ball in this game. They just haven't been
I'm
able to completely, well, they obviously haven't finished their drives, but they've really had an opportunity through the air to move the ball.
Well, you could tell they were a different team when he was out for a couple of plays.
Oh, absolutely.
Takes the snap here, the toss back to Rucker. Sophomore looking for some room. Loses the football, but I think it went out of bounds. And a flag coming in late.
Really good change of pace, hesitation to get the edge, and ran and got the first down. I wonder what the penalty is, though, on the sideline. Again, thrown really quickly. I wonder if something was said again from the sideline.
Well, it was an acrobatic play, if nothing else, by the sophomore.
Yeah, that hesitation just froze the defender, and he was able to get around the edge on him.
They're still talking it over. And there comes the call. Personal foul is going to be called on he didn't say which way, but Rapids is backing up, so. Personal foul called on it. On Rapids and a costly turnover because they had another first down and they were marching.
I would assume it's after the play, right? I mean, it's dead ball foul.
It's got to be. So we'll see where they mark it. That's the first penalty on them this half, but they had 6 in that first half.
Oh.
So they don't move the ball too much.
Interesting.
So first and 5, they're saying now, on the 25-yard line. Give once again to Rucker. And again, he is stopped right there at the line of scrimmage. Might have got a yard or two. It'll be second down.
Again, Kimberly's defensive line just doing a really good job of really, if anything, if they can just cause a stalemate, it's a win for them, right? If they can hold the line, let their linebackers flow to the ball and make tackles, it's a win, and they continue to do that.
That'll do it for quarter number 3. It's 35-3. Back for quarter number 4 after this on our Fox Communities Credit Union video stream game of the week.
When you're looking for a cutting-edge local company to produce your creative screen-printed or embroidered apparel for your business or team, Creative Imprint in Neenah is that company. Their experienced staff can bring all your ideas to life. They make you part of the experience with their online designing tool that allows customers to design their own t-shirts. That's how they make you part of the experience. Design your t-shirt and place your order online at creativeimprintapparel.com. Experience the difference.
You know, sportsmanship doesn't stop when the game ends. It's part of the community that you live in. Respect, character, dignity, and leading by example. Your community, your team. Rural Mutual Insurance is a proud sponsor of the WIAA Rural Mutual Insurance Sportsmanship Award since it started in 1965. Visit ruralmutual.com/WIAA. As we begin quarter number 4, it is 2nd and 6 on the 26 for Rapids. They'll go to the air and go to the end zone and overthrowing his favorite target. Nice coverage by Griffin Weigel.
Yeah, Griffin Weigel does a great job of getting depth, really bailing on the route right away. Stays on top of Laziska. Now that's where they've completed the passes, really on the back shoulder throw, but this one sails on him and really doesn't have a chance to make a play.
So it's going to be 3rd down and 6 on the 26.
You know, Joey, we've had a lot of conference games, and I feel like as we go through the names, I feel like we talk about juniors and sophomores a lot.
Yeah.
And Laziska is a guy we're going to see again next year as a junior.
And also Peter Rucker. We've seen him run a lot. He's only a sophomore.
Right, so he'll be a junior next year. Wow.
He is in the backfield right now.
Oh, boy.
And he gets the toss. Was it a forward pass or is that a fumble? It is loose. Rucker diving after it. Kimberly says they have it. If it indeed is a fumble, it'll be a turnover. And looks like it is. They're going to say it was a backwards pass, so that's a fumble. And Kimberly takes over.
Yeah, it looked like it was a backwards, like it was a lateral, even though it was like he almost pushed it forward like a shovel pass. It seemed like from the go, the play was messed up. I mean, it looked like a cross read, like the back was trying to cross his face, and then they were going to run option, and really nothing looked right on that play from the mesh to the read to the fumble. And again, Kimberly ends up with the ball, and unfortunately for the Rapids defense, they get to see Pendleton and Frazier some more.
On their own 35-yard line. 2nd turnover of the game on Rapids. First one was a turnover on downs. Pendleton will give it to Frazier. And he'll gain a few up to about the 39-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and 6 right there.
There's your weak side counter to the twin side. Guard kicks out the end. Fullback leads through the gap. And we saw it last week against North. Will Hammond leading through that gap and really moving people against Appleton North. He's done a good job today. Really a player that goes, I think the coaches notice him. But I don't think you notice him standing in the crowd, I think, the way we probably should. And actually, on this drive, he's out. Number 37 is playing fullback.
Give again to Frazier. Has one guy to beat, and he did. Cross midfield, still going. Finally runs out of bounds at the 36-yard line. A big-time gain, and they're once again into Red Raiders territory.
Yeah, and again, if you're a fan of the conference, if you're a Kimberly fan, Caleb Frazier is also a junior. So you're going to see him a lot more.
Well, so was the lead blocker there who went in motion, Mason Lawton, only a junior as well. Yeah. That's who he was following.
Yeah, and I really should give credit, and that's my mistake. Number 37, oh boy, I'm going to get that name wrong. Well, we're going to say Mitchell. Joe, you got help?
Smarzinski.
Smarzinski.
Yeah. He was junior, too.
Yeah, he was leading at fullback. I gave credit to Hammond on the play.
Here goes.
Another back. Number 21, Parker Kester.
There he goes. Okay, couldn't see the number. It is Parker Kester.
I know the coaches don't want to hear this in the conference, but he's a junior as well.
Yes, exactly. You read my mind. Kester, the third leading rusher behind Martzall and Frazier on the season.
Well, Coach Jones likes to hear those things.
He's got the other 2 rushing touchdowns on the season. For Kimberly, who is now down 1st and 10 on the 16-yard line. Pendleton with Frazier right next to him. Long snap count. Check that. That's Kester.
Good run.
Still going.
Great
6
job.
more for Kimberly. A 16-yard touchdown run by Parker Kester. And Kimberly puts 6 more on the board.
Again, I mean, when you run power and counter, these are plays that, every team in America, it seems like, runs. But, you see the guard pull, lead through the gap. You see the fullback kick out. And you watch Kester just run up the back of the guard and read his block and get to open grass. I mean, again, it's a machine. I mean, it just happens over and over again. They're so well coached. They're so disciplined, and they're up 42-3 because of it.
42-3 is our score here on this game of Division I. So we will see a running clock for the rest of the contest as soon as they do kick it off. For then, let's tell you about, again, a nice sponsor jumping on board. We've got Midwest Workwear. Tell old man Winter to take a hike, because Carhartt and Midwest Workwear have you covered. Open under new ownership, but still at the same great location, downtown Kaukauna. They offer the lowest prices on Carhartt in the state, guaranteed. Don't let the winter blues get you down. Gear up with the largest selection of Carhartt workwear, including high visibility, flame resistant, and rain gear. Give Midwest Workwear a call today to learn more about their corporate programs, or visit MidwestWorkwear.com. Stay safe, be comfortable, shop Midwest Workwear. Well, I think you asked pretty much anybody, it wasn't if but when that we would see those 2 words, or hear those 2 words, running clock. And again, we see it here in this contest. Our first game, it was 55-21 the first game. Last year, 42-0, and the year before that, 42-28.
Listen, I respect these 2 coaches as much as anyone in the States. I consider them friends, and Coach Biolo, I recruited his school for years, and going into this game, Kimberly is a better team. They're more talented. They're the number 1 seed, right? In Rapids is the 8th seed. But you knew Coach Biolo's team was going to come out and play, and they were going to give everything they have. It's just it just hasn't worked. They've had too many things happen against them, and they've made a lot of mistakes.
Leo Brostowitz, 5'8", 175-pound freshman on the run back for the Red Raiders.
And I think, as the game's gone on, what we've seen, right, is we've seen Kimberly execute, and we've seen the momentum just continue to roll, like I said, down the tracks. I mean, it just keeps going. And as Rapids keeps taking these hits, they just haven't been able to respond. And they've had their opportunities. They've moved the ball. They've hit some big plays. They got a turnover. But again, you got to finish drives. And they have not finished drives tonight. And as a result, their defense has been on the field for a long time, and they just cannot stop Kimberly offensively.
First and 10 on the 32. And to give to Version Gamble. Ethan Arts was the first to tackle him after about a 1-yard gain, second down and 9. And clock continues to run there. Just under 9 minutes left to play. Touchdowns tonight. Caleb Frazier has 3 of them. 2 of them on the ground, 1 of them through the air. Martzall has a 70-yard run. Kester with that 16-yard run. Those are the scores for Kimberly. And a 26-yard field goal for Rapids. Here's a nice run across midfield. Again, the give to Gamble. Gets out of bounds, but the clock will continue to run. But that's a nice run from him, and been impressed with his burst of speed every now and then.
Yeah, when they've been able to get out in space, they've made plays. I mean, when he's gotten outside, obviously we've seen, a couple of times when Peter Rucker got out in space, when they've hit the edge, they've had some success. The inside run stuff, they just haven't been able to match up, regardless of the size. I mean, Rapids has some good size on their offensive line. They just haven't been able to match up inside and get enough movement to do things there. The runs on the edge, they've had some success with.
There he goes again.
This little gap, that's that lead play.
I don't have the exact stats, but he averages just over 100 yards a game on the ground. I'd say he's got at least that, or he's nearing it here tonight.
Yeah, he had a couple of big runs early, right, that really could have been bigger runs if he could have broke that last tackle. But, I'd say he's getting closer as the game's gone on.
On the 46, it is 2nd and 6. Once again, Gamble and Rucker. This time, Pilot scrambling, throwing across his body, and almost complete. Well, that's a dangerous pass. It looked like he might have been throwing it to the big lineman, Noah Leffel.
I think if Coach Biolo is seeing what you're seeing on the screen, or what I'm seeing right now, is they're running people underneath Lazitska, and really the routes that they're running are playing into that. So they ran a double move there. They again broke to the post, but went back to the out and tried to hit it on a double move. Really didn't have enough time to get that throw off, but the overhang was underneath it either way. So really the way to get around that is to get him to curl, come back inside and run underneath that overhang as he tries to drop. So I would expect to see Lazitska here on number 19 on the bottom of the screen.
Sure, yep.
I'd expect to see him run a curl.
It's Tommy Ellison covering him.
Ooh, good run.
Instead, they'll just hand it off, but a flag coming in late. Flag coming in from way back here, throwing about 20 yards.
I think they got him high, Joey, again with that tackle around the neck, and probably face mask as a result.
Man, that was a good toss by the ref. That came from way back here.
Even the refs in Kimberly can throw,
It is a face mask on the Papermakers. That's their 3rd penalty of this half, 5 overall.
I'm trying to see if we have any updates on that Nina game, and I just am not getting anything. Waiting for my friends out there to text me and see what we got here.
And while you do that, they'll move the chains to the 35. Clock runs with 5.5 to go. 1st and 10 there. If you're Rapids here, just kind of let's get out of here. Some kind of positive here at the end of this game. It's like a feel-good drive right
Well,
here.
yeah, I mean, Coach Biolo has been with this group of seniors, right, for the 4 years that he's had them, and you want them to leave with some success.
Picked off. Trevor Brook. And Brook brings it out to the 30-yard line. Not too sure what Pilot saw there, because that looked like a pitch and catch with him.
Yeah, again, I would agree with you. I don't know what he saw, but ultimately good
maybe
coverage.
Maybe trying to get an interference, maybe?
Maybe. I mean, again, he's completed some balls in some tight windows, but really Kimberly does a great job of basically a player underneath and a player over top, and it's going to be hard to find a window in that. And that's just no way around it. That's an ill-advised throw, and it's an interception. And Kimberly, now with 4 minutes and 20 seconds, really can just run it out with what looks like a lot of their backups in.
Sitka was in the area, but instead it's an interception and a turnover, the third turnover of the game by Rapids. And you're right, the backups getting in there for Kimberly. Just under 4 minutes left to play. Up to the 33, and some more players getting into the game. Trying to catch some numbers so we can give credit to the backups, because they're behind the scenes here. You know, the backups. I mean, I felt that was a high snap and covered up by Zach Kreider. Excuse me, Zach Kreider, the junior quarterback, in there now at 6'1", 247. Yeah, I was one of those backups that just, man, you take a beating sometimes in practice.
I remember my freshman year getting called up for the varsity as the year went on and getting just pounded every practice.
Yep.
I don't know if that's being a backup or being a scout team guy, but it was painful.
But the point is they're important.
It was nice to be the senior, though.
Yeah.
That was fun. That was more fun.
So it is 3rd and 20 now after the fumble recovery on the 20-yard line. Kreider will hand the ball off.
Oh,
a nice 10-yard run. Got those yards back.
How about that? A lot of moms and dads out there watching that group of kids. Seeing them move the pile really for about 7-8 yards. Unfortunately, not enough for the first down. But a really good run play.
By their third leading rusher, Kester, and we will see a Kimberly punt, I believe, for the first time this evening.
I think it's the second one,
Is it?
But there haven't been many.
That's right. Yes. Now I recall. Way back in the first quarter.
Yeah, I think literally like the first drive. That was it.
That one bounces. And will be touched at the 34. And Rapids will come out with under 2 minutes left to play. Maybe able to get 3 or 4 plays off.
You would assume, right? They're going to try to finish this off. They're going to try to, give their seniors, the players that have got them here some snaps. But with 1 minute 30 seconds left, probably
going to pack up and head to Tanner's. How about that?
Or not. It looks like a lot of backups in, and that's gonna be it.
Speaking of Tanner's, head on down there, a proud Papermaker booster. Go down there after the playoff contest, your post-game meal. You can check out their full menu, tannersgrillandbar.com. Be sure to book the Tanner's bus for all the upcoming green and gold games this season. Tanner's Sports Grill, 730 South Railroad in Kimberly, a proud sponsor of playoff football here, just a couple of blocks away. So with under a minute left to play, we'll see if we can see any kind of numbers or listen to the PA guy.
I was going to say, they ran that clock as much as they could. They're running players in. They are, how many plays can we run to end this game?
Did hear the tackle, Brady Fulser.
There you go.
6 foot, 170-pound sophomore for Kimberly. His 2nd and 10, no gain on that play on the 34-yard line. There's a handoff, working right side. Might have gained a couple. And that just might do it right there. Maybe they can get another play off. 15 seconds left. I think that is going to do it, because they are not showing any kind of hustle to get back up to the line of scrimmage. That's going to do it for the season for Wisconsin Rapids. And Kimberly will move on to level 2 as they beat Wisconsin Rapids here at home tonight by a final score of 42-3. And they will be playing next week against either Neenah or Hudson. Joey D and John Dempsey here with you for a couple of more minutes. Adam Van Handel on the camera work. How about some final thoughts here this evening on this one, Mr. John Dinsey?
Well, it's always, hard. One team's moving on, one team's going home, and, the Rapids team is obviously the one that is on the short end of this, and for them, Coach Biolo said before the game that, he was glad his players got another game. They qualified for the playoffs. And you qualify for the playoffs, and you run into Kimberly. And the season ends for Rapids. Obviously, a lot of things to feel good about. You advanced, you made it to the playoffs, but just really not enough to match up against Kimberly today, and that's why it's an 8-1 matchup, right? And Kimberly executes. They pretty much do everything right as this game goes on. I know they had a turnover, a couple of punts, but really they executed, and they worked their game plan, and their players made plays, and they get to move on to the next round. 1 down and 4 more to go to win a state championship.
That's right. And Wisconsin Rapids, they will bow out at 4-6 overall on the season, and they will look forward to next season. But we look forward to next week. And who knows, partner, we might be right back here in the exact same booth next Friday night.
Well, so right now Nina's up. Nina's
Okay.
up 28-13 over Hudson. And, again, you're right. It would be Nina, Kimberly here at Kimberly. It would be an exciting game. I mean, we've seen both of them. I've seen Kimberly. This is my 4th time seeing them now. I've seen Nina before. Talented skill position players. And Nina was a team that 2 years ago was in an eyelash of beating Kimberly with a really good senior class. Now, that's a different team now, but obviously familiar foes. And in the playoffs, man, you want some familiarity when you're prepping. When you're prepping for a team you have no idea what they do, that's always more difficult. So, that's an advantage Nina would have going against Kimberly is they know them.
Yeah. Just a couple of weeks ago, October 4th, 45-31. They stayed within 2 touchdowns of them.
Yep,
So that
yep.
would be a heck of a second-round matchup if indeed we will let you know. You got to stay tuned to your local station, as we like to say, HBY, and the score as well. After all of the action tonight, we will let you know as soon as we can as far as our broadcast schedule goes. Want to thank our sponsors here tonight: Fox Communities Credit Union, Myron Construction, Creative Imprint, Julian Strategic Alliance Group. They've been on board all season long. Hopping on board Midwest Workwear and Tanner's Grill as well. That is going to do it for Adam Van Handel, the camera guy, John Dinsey. I am Joey D, bidding you farewell from Papermaker Stadium. They win again. Make it 10-0 for Kimberly as they beat Wisconsin Rapids 42-3. This has been a presentation of Woodward Communications.